Hello, this is Marcus Loeb speaking. I'm going to show you STAR3270, the project which is for screen programming in PL1. Every good product deserves a logo, and I created it because it contains the characters in IBM 3270 font. Maybe you recognize it. Okay, let's go and have a look at the screen. Here I'm starting a test application which uses the screen which was presented in the documentation. I have uploaded to the file section of our group, and I go to present you the this screen, which is in 4 different colors. You just see 3. It's the yellow for the fields, but it's also for the red color used when the user is entering data. Let's take here. Something like that. And the third color, it's green. It's used for the field identifiers and group identifiers, which you also find in the PL1 source code. Finally, the white text, it's additional information about the screen and decoration. Okay, now let's have a look at a first feature, and I think this will be the scenario of this video. That's the help key. This help key PFK1 is reserved for SCRNIO. So all keys except of one you see here listed are for internal use in SCRNIO. So if you use one of these keys, SCRNIO does not return control to the callable program, but it uses these keys by itself. And of course the PFK1, that's this help screen, and we see 4 keys for navigation: previous field, next field, previous field group, next field group, and finally 2 keys which allow to restore fields. In the case that user committed an error by filling a field or some other reasons, and it is even possible to restore all fields. I think we go to have a look at these keys now. Okay, navigation, field by field. This is navigation field forward. We are here at the end of the group, and we are going to the next group. Etc., etc. And of course we can go the other way around. We can go backwards. Okay, you may ask why navigation. It's very simple. The tab key, it's local navigation of the screen hardware, so it's not possible to use it for navigating in the sense of the application's field numbering. That is why I had to give these keys for the users. And the same is for use of groups. I can jump from group to group. Yeah, you see I'm jumping from group. Here I'm in the first group, the admin group, then there's the P groups group, the customer group, notes group, etc. And we are back in the first group. But I can also go backwards. So when you are here in the authorization, it goes back to process, back to notes, etc. until you are arriving in the first group. That's the aspect of navigation. And the last two keys concerning changes, errors, changes, for instance, I did here an error. I typed over the name, and that's wrong. Maybe I went on changing this record, and now I can go to the field I want to reset. So I'm here in the surname field. I use the PF9 key. Oh, not the PF9, it's the PF12. PF12 key, and here we have the original content. And here, same as well, PF12, it corrects the error. Let's say your neighbor just comes into your office and puts his cup of coffee on your keyboard, which is going to destroy quite a lot of your data on your screen. And for that situation we have the shift PF12 key, it's the PF24, which restores the screen. But as soon, let's take this situation again, as soon as you have typed in enter, you have passed control to the calling program, to your application, and then the SCRNIO owned restore keys will not work anymore. Okay, my test application has gives the possibility to restore. I have programmed key number 22, that's shift F10, which restores this screen. Okay, we have seen all of this of these functionalities. Now let us go to the help screen of the application. Okay, to show you how this screen works, I have programmed different function keys in order to make you see what functionalities are possible. Of course, PFK3, it is very popular to use it for exiting from the application. I have a key 4 just to hide the background. That's just a small effect to show. We have of course this help screen, which is invoked by PFK13. Number 14 allows us to change the language of the screen. That's something very important, and it goes even further. I can even change the arrangement of the field groups. And there are some keys which shows the dynamic aspects of SCRNIO, which I don't demonstrate in this video, and the restore data you have seen. Okay, so the two most important features I go to show you now. This is changing the language, and you see on the bottom line PF14 English, Deutsch, Français. It's Shift F2 PF14, and here you see it's in German. And another PF2, I'm in French. Another PF14, we are back in English. So it makes. And another interesting feature, that's the change on the field arrangement. The customer, he prefers to have the now a user prefers to have the client in the top left corner, and this I can do without one line of source code to be changed. And I show this. I can switch to another form, and you see now the customer is in the top left corner. And you see it also works when you are in another language. The languages work here as well. English, Deutsch, Français. We can go back to Okay, I hope that I have been able to show you some functionalities of STAR3270, and I hope to get some response on in our topic, in our group topic. That's all. I go to leave, and you see it's impossible to say no, I do not want to leave, and we are staying in it, or we really go to leave and saying yes. And there we are. Here you see the customers' data as they have been returned into the user's record or application's record. Okay, have a nice evening, and bye bye.